This is Brian covering Arbitrum today. I had a couple people ask me to take a look at this token. I drew some trend lines on there and some support areas so we could possibly look and see where this thing is headed next. I know it's a fairly new coin. I mean, it came out, what was it, March 23rd? So it's only been out, a little over a week now. And they're just barely getting some RSIs going on it. The relative strength index down there at the bottom. I'll point the arrows down to them. We have them on the 2 hour. They are reset. The 4 hour is reset. The 1 is at the bottom. And do we have an 8 yet? Yeah, the 8 is almost at the bottom. And the daily, there is no daily showing up on here yet. So what that is showing me some signals here for sure. First of all, I have an article I want to show you guys, and then we're going to get back to this and put some Fibonacci's on it and see what's going on here. See if this thing's going to settle down or if we're heading deeper, and we'll get right into this. If you would hit that subscribe button, we would love to have you here. And it's my first time covering this coin, so let's get into it. Arbitrum Foundation sold ARB tokens ahead of ratification vote. ARB falls. The foundation would be severely damaged without blank check grant-making powers, according to a blog post. It says the Arbitrum Foundation began selling ARB tokens for stable coins even before its governance community of token holders had ratified the organization's nearly $1 billion budget. According to a blog post from one employee early Sunday, the price of ARB fell after CoinDesk's report of the post, with the token falling to $1.17, down 9% in the last 24 hours. According to Patrick McCrory, the Arbitrum Foundation, a centralized organization responsible for promoting Arbitrum, a faster and cheaper blockchain for transacting on Ethereum, thought of the omnibus governance package Arbitrum improvement proposal as a ratification of decisions it had already made, such as receiving 7.5% of all ARB tokens. To that end, the foundation has begun to use these tokens in the interest of the DAO, including conversion of some funds into stable coins for operational purposes. I've heard of that before. McCrory said the foundation's first official comment on a mounting governance crisis. Alright, so we'll not go read through this whole thing, but it says last week Arbitrum began airdropping over 1 billion ARB tokens to 300,000 wallets as part of its effort to share power over the network with its users. And you know what happens with airdrops? They run to the sell button, and that is exactly what happened. I mean, this token was up, where was it? 11, 12 bucks. Let's see here. Yeah, 1169, 1160, right around there. Yeah, I think it was up there, and people want to be the first ones to hit that sell button when an airdrop happens, and that is exactly what happened. And it said the so-called decentralized autonomous organization that votes on proposals such as AIP-1, but AIP-1 wasn't much of a vote at all, according to McCrory's explanation, at least not when it came to the budget requests. He said the Arbitrum Foundation has already started spending the tokens it was apparently earmarked to get. McCrory's post may serve to confound what has turned into an early crisis for Arbitrum governance. Votes in favor of ratification were winning until the past few hours. The tide, however, has now shifted strongly toward rejection, raising questions of what will happen if AIP-1 is defeated. It says there's a chicken and an egg problem in setting up decentralized government structures. In the case of Arbitrum, certain parameters need to be decided ahead of time, including the structure of a security council that wields emergency powers, deciding voting mechanics, and of course the funding. So if you want to go read that whole article, it is on CoinDesk. They write some fantastic stuff. Sounds here like a little bit of issues going on here with voting and everything else here. Sounds like they jumped to sell some stable coins before the voting was done, which, it's not a good thing to see happen. But here's your top 100 cryptos for the day. Your green, of course, Your green are your positives, and your red are in the negative. Looks like Bitcoin is doing an ABC correction. You know, from what I look at the market there, it had a wedge formation, you know, going up, and it broke down out of it, and it looks like a ABC. So probably going to be red the rest of the day here. Crypto Fear and Greed Index, the market cap is down 0.66%. Volume is down 10% over 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance is down 0.11%. We are still at a 63 in greed. Here's your biggest, oops, apologize about that. I got to go back to my biggest gainers and biggest losers. Whoops, sorry about that. I did that to take a look at Arbitrum and screwed up my page here. Biggest gainers and biggest losers. There you go. Arbitrum's over here at minus 7.43. And never heard of Solar or Aptus. Never heard of them two, but heard of all these ones, that's for sure. Your trending coins are on the left. Let's get a look at this chart real quick, okay? First thing I want to do is put a Fibonacci on this and see what has happened here, okay? We came up and right to that 786, got rejected and fell back down, okay? We first came up, down, hit that 618, got rejected off it, made it up to 786 and got hammered down off of it. We had a trend line of support running up through here. You can see support, support, and temporary support fell through it, okay? Now we also have a trend line, a resistance line coming down this way, all right? You know, these trend lines, I use them. A lot of people don't like them. A lot of people love them. I like them because if they break, they show me that the trend is changing, okay? Now, if we take and look and see how far this thing is pulled back on a fib, we're down past the 786. So this thing needs to hold ground where it's at, okay? I don't want to see it lose that, you know, what is it, $1.1557. I don't want to see it lose that, and I didn't even want to see it go below $1.18 here. You know, that's 786. You don't want to see that. So it could, with these RSIs resetting, it looks like it could be ready to make a move. Not financial advice at all, but it looks like it could be winding up for a move here. If we got some volume coming in down here, that would definitely help. But as far as I can tell by looking at this thing, it you know, of course you had that big airdrop, you had people run and sell. This thing looks like it might have stabilized in this area, ranging in here. It probably is going to come back down to this $1.12. Unless it can break this resistance here, you know, once it starts up. If it can break above $1, you know, 25, then we might have a leg up here. So let's put a support and resistance line on here and get an idea. There's support right there. So needs to break above that $1.26, call it $1.26.5. If we could get above that and break this down sloping resistance, then we might have something going here. But in the meantime, I'm almost looking for this thing to pull back to the $1.12, $1.11.6, $1.12 area, and there was support over here, and it's already lost that the $1.18. So looks like it might be coming down some more, guys. But then my RSIs, like I said, are resetting. And if Bitcoin makes a move, which I don't think it's going to today, I believe that still has to play out that C leg of that ABC correction, which is going to bring it down another $600 or $700. And is that right? It's at 28. Let me see here. Yeah, the target for that C leg is right around 27.2 to 27,000. So it's got to come down. Geez, another $1,000 maybe. I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope it doesn't do this ABC for everybody's sake, for mine included. You know, I don't want to see it do it, but sometimes you have this. You know, it's been ranging in this range, you know, for a while now. So I'll keep an eye on this Arbitrum, guys. If it makes any moves, I will be the first to jump on here and tell you about it. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you soon.